Welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy do I have a surprise for all of you. I have on Zoom with me right now Russell Sage Patrick, and he will be playing the role of MD, if I pronounce this correctly, Geist, in the upcoming Heavy Duty Man, which is a fatsploitation grindhouse film. I can't wait to be filming this with you. Hey Russell, how you doing?
Pretty good, Scotty. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I know we last worked together on the trailer for this, and that's uploaded on the Indiegogo. We'll be talking about all this, and in a couple of months, we'll be on set together again. I'm so excited to work with you.
Yeah, man. Hey, I had such a blast when we were filming the proof of concept for the film,
Yep.
and I am really looking forward to it. So,
I am too. It's gonna be such a fun film. Like it really is. Just look at the trailer, and it's just amazing.
oh yeah, absolutely, And I actually gave my character a first name. So it's
Okay.
MD, of course, is like medical doctor, but he's more of a scientist,
Yeah.
and his first name is Hans Geist.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
I like
that.
it. Yeah.
Awesome. So the first question I got for you is, how did you get your start into acting?
Oh wow. I've always wanted to act. I mean, when I was a kid, I was growing up, thinking about it. And when I was in junior high school and high school, I was in different plays and things like that, but never really did anything with like TV and theater outside of something like that. And then one day I was just kicking around some ideas, and a friend of mine who was involved in acting said, "Well, why don't you put in for something?" I said, "Nah, that's not gonna work." And that's all behind me. So I'm not worried about it anymore because I didn't get into it when I was in my 20s, but I actually got into it when I was in my 40s. So
Yeah.
and that's been a while, and so lo and behold, I got hired for a little TV show, and it was great. Mostly background and things like that. But every now and then, a good role comes along, and they say, "Hey, well, we want to see what you can do with this." And luckily, I guess they like what they see when I put in for things, and things have really picked up for me lately. So um, I'm I'm just loving it. Obviously, I'm not in it for the money.
Aren't we all, right?
Yeah. But I do love the work, and I love meeting new people, and it's always a blast. Always a blast.
Absolutely, and I never worked with you before until we did the proof of concept, and it was so much fun. I know you were only in the one scene, but we didn't even get the script yet. I can't wait to see that, and I can't wait to see what they do with MD Geist. Hans
Yeah,
Geist.
yeah. There you go. I honestly, says with the character, it can go a long way because but we got to remember that the story is about you.
Yep.
And of course, what you become.
Yep.
Or who you become.
Who I become.
Who you become, and that's going to be kick ass. That is.
It really is.
So, and I'm really looking forward to that.
It really is. And for anybody that didn't see the trailer, it is on YouTube, and it's also on the Indiegogo campaign. And just the way like my character just does the transformation, and then Jeremy Ogre Amos takes over the role, it merged perfectly. Like my hair literally went to nothing. Like it was beautifully done.
Yeah, it was great. So remember, if you drink this formula, you will get the revenge on the people and the crew of Earth as well.
Yes, so that was great. And if you watch our scene together, they have like, it's just like there's so much things, like we make it into its own quote unquote laboratory with the throwing of the balls behind in the backdrop. Like it was beautiful.
Yep.
It was nice. So how did you happen to land the role of MD Hans Geist in Heavy Duty Man?
Wow. The Matt was shooting around, wanting to get some people, and I got wind of it, and he had said that he had wanted to work with me before, but wanting to work with someone, wanting to work with someone is okay, and but if they don't have the chops, like for the part, then it's a moot point. But Matt sent me some sides, and I went over the sides, and luckily I had my own lab coat. So I put the character together and everything, and apparently he liked what he's seen, and then of course it's all history now, so I'm part of
Absolutely.
it, and I'm just glad to be there, and
Yeah.
look forward to working with everybody that's
Yeah.
involved in it. So
Absolutely, it's gonna be great, and some of the characters' names are just so funny. We
oh,
have Crumb and Bummer and Lunchbox.
well, I mean, I'm telling you, it says, it says what Tim and all the other writers, whoever is involved in writing this is just coming up with some great names and great
Yeah.
characters.
Absolutely, and I think I even see, and there's a casting call for anybody watching this. It's in the Waynesboro, Frederick, Maryland area, Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, Frederick, Maryland area. There's a couple of roles that I think we're auditioning for. If you want to check that out on the sign photo page. But also like one of the characters, I think it's a smaller role, but I think his name was like Smells or Smelly or Sludge or something like that.
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just yeah, and there's so many cool roles and cool names, and it's just a funny, so bad it's good movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So I guess speaking of this movie, can you tell us a bit about what this movie is, like a little synopsis of it?
Well, it basically, it's like in the proof of concept, those who watch it, it's basically a story about a gentleman, yourself, and who's wanting to better himself. But the thing is that you've got all of these obstacles and everything that is laid out before you, and these preconceived images that people have for the mighty workout people or whatever, and they don't help you at all as far as bettering yourself in a more natural way other than drinking my formula. But yeah, and the things that you got to go through, your character you got to go through and all that, it's just it's phenomenal that you oh man, you have such patience, your character has such patience of what what you go through and everything, but once you put up with a lot, and then once once the once the character once your character changes, there's a lot of shit to pay.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
there's a lot of folks that get their shit handed to them. Pardon me. Hopefully you don't have to edit that.
Nope, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, gets their shit handed to them. Most abundantly. So
Yeah.
it's great. I'm just so I'm pumped. For the film to get done
Exactly.
and get out there. Yeah.
Oh my God, the
So.
one scene though where I was getting whipped with those towels.
Oh man.
Hurt.
I know you got to remember, I was right there, because
Yep.
I was helping a little bit behind the camera, and
Yep.
every pop and every snap, and I was like, ooh, ah, and you just like
I just took it and
you took it.
yep,
Took it.
and so a couple of people are like, why didn't you show like more reaction, like ow, ow, or anything? I'm like, I didn't want to play it that way. The way I wanted to play it was I'm embarrassed, I'm being whipped, and like, and you can see it in my face. I'm like I'm doing it in my face.
Yeah, I mean, your expressions in your face says so much more than any sound or words that you could have said.
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
And Matt loved the way I played it that way, and he just thought that's the way the character is, because he's not like, I'm not supposed to overact it or over exaggerate the pain. I'm supposed to show embarrassment, and that I don't really I don't like this, and it's hurting, but I'm feeling shameful for myself.
Well, say not only that, one of the things I took along with that was that
Hmm.
you know, even though you were being bullied,
Hmm.
basically, you didn't react in a way that that I think what the characters really wanted
Hmm.
you to, in a way that you were just you're not going to give them the satisfaction,
Right.
you know, because I might not be able to do anything about it,
Yep.
but I'm not going to give you the satisfaction to know that you're
Yep. Exactly.
really,
Exactly.
yeah,
And I think the way it came out was great. And that's the way when I was rehearsing my lines for the trailer, I was thinking that this is the way it needs to be done because and when I did it that way, I had to do it that way for every single scene because
yeah,
I want to keep that same persona that I'm taking it and taking it.
yeah,
And that's kind of the director's job, which is going to be Tommy Toohey now in this
yeah.
movie, and his job will be kind of telling me which way he wants the character to go. I have it one way, and that's the way I kind of want to portray it. And if he thinks it should go another way, he'll be the one to tell me, like, can we upbeat it a little bit, or can we do this or do that? Yep.
Well, and see, and that's the whole thing. Is with a different director, because I said we are going to have a different director than
Yep.
what we had from the proof of concept. So,
Yep.
um, but I know it's going to be great, and I
Mhm.
don't think Tom's going to change a whole lot, but especially from the way that we've laid out the characters and everything.
Right.
I think that
Absolutely. So,
yeah.
what do you believe is going to be the most challenging part of this film?
Ooh, editing.
Yep. Yep. A lot of special effects.
Yeah, absolutely. And and even this, I thought the special effects and the proof of concept, because it was done rather quickly.
Yeah.
I think they turned out pretty darn good. So, I mean, and now that we'll have more time, and of course now we got
Yeah.
a better budget,
Yeah.
for the film, and so the effects will
Yeah.
definitely be more upped. I should say
Yeah.
more
Yep.
top grade. So,
Absolutely. And thank God we made over $2,000 on this because now we don't have to settle for Chex Mix and water.
yeah, we might even have flavored water now.
We might have flavored water, maybe instead of regular Chex Mix, we'll have the cheesy Chex Mix, the what was it, the cheddar cheese flavored Chex Mix now. We're flavoring our options.
Yeah, flavoring our water and flavoring our food. Sweet. No plain rice cakes now, baby.
Exactly. This is gonna be fun because the cast and crew on this film literally, like, we know how to take a joke, we know how to have a good sense of humor behind the scenes, and we know how to have fun while also getting a film made, and that's the best part, is having the fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Absolutely.
And there's a word that I come up with a while back,
Mhm.
because I don't know what it is, but with different projects and with different people, you you sometimes you get this connection,
Mhm.
and it's like a family.
Mhm.
You get connected, and you guys, and you even after a project's over, you
Yeah.
check in on one another, looking out for one another, that kind of thing. And I coined the term filmily.
Right.
So with a lot of projects, you develop a new family,
I like that.
and thank you, and
Mhm.
that stuff lasts. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I've enjoyed is like when I'm able to be part of another project, with the
Mhm.
people that I worked with before, and it's always great. It's almost like like a reunion
Yeah.
with people that you worked with before. So
Yep.
it's always fun. And I've worked with a lot of people that are involved in this. Of course,
Mhm.
new people. I've never worked with
Yep.
you before, but
Yep.
it's great. I mean, I've loved it so far. So
Yeah.
you know, it,
Thank you. I think it's going to be a great time, and I mean, we have amazing
it's-
people in the indie film scene. We have, Max Morrison, professional wrestler.
yes,
Yep,
Max. Yes, yes.
yep, he's going to be in
That's
it.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
and we
He's
have
awesome.
Chris Ridings and Ilya Schrader, and we have Heather Harlow.
Yeah,
Yep,
Heather, and I've worked with Ilya before.
nice.
We've done a couple projects before, and he's a fine young man, I have to
Yep,
say, and so everyone else that I've met, fine people,
yep,
professionals all,
absolutely.
professionals all,
Yep.
absolutely.
And I have a great story about Ilya too. When we were doing the bullying scene, when I was doing the push-ups, he's like, "You're not, come on, piggy, come on, can do a fucking sit-up, piggy," and just patting my belly. And he asked me permission if he could do all this and called me all these names. I'm like, "Go for it, it's acting." And every time after he said his lines and we cut, he's like, "I'm so sorry, I said that to you." I'm like, "You don't have to apologize." He's so
See, but that's just it. You know, it says for Ilya, that's the kind of guy he is. I mean, he's definitely not the kind of person that the character that he plays.
Right.
And there's one of the things, and that's one of the things that I've noticed with some of my friends. I help people out with like self-tapes and things like that, and they'll come up with a rule that this is, well, I'm just not like that. I says, that's why it's called acting.
Yep.
It's that you can play this part, and that's one of the things I have to admit. I love playing bad guys because I'm a nice guy at heart.
Right.
But man, I had just for instance, I was in this film, and the person that told me this, they said they didn't really care for the film. I'm like, that's okay. But they looked at me and they said, "I hated you." And I'm like, good. That's what I was going for.
You
And
did
they were
your
like,
job.
yeah. They said, "I really hated your character. Good." It was the kind of guy, you know, I played the kind of guy you love to hate. You know, and I was like, sweet. That's what I was going for.
And sometimes if you film those roles, it might feel a little uncomfortable because you're out of your comfort zone, but that's why it's produced. That's why it's produced, because you're producing a character that if it makes you uncomfortable, then obviously it's going to, the way you portray it, it's going to make other people watching it feel uncomfortable, which means you're doing your job. You're doing your job as an actor.
Absolutely. And when you do that, that really, it expands, your abilities.
Yep, absolutely.
You don't get stuck, or I should say, try not to get stuck in, different, I said certain types of characters, what do they call that?
Typecasting.
Yes, typecasting. But typecasting can sometimes work when you get a lot of work being that particular type of character.
Yep. I seem like I've been typecasted a little bit. I've always got the nerdy roles. or the sassy roles to an extent.
Yeah, well, it's like, unfortunately, it's like, okay, it's like, okay, like say, I used to get these jobs for these different TV shows, okay, like for ID channel, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And it was always detective, cop, sheriff, and, or, something like that, because or a father figure or a grandfather figure, kind of thing, depending upon how long I had my beard.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. And so I was like, well, I really, and then when a role comes along that that's totally different than what you're used to, you're like, ooh, candy, because that's you want to grow, and that definitely do it.
Absolutely, it really does. And I like, even for this movie, like I've been bullied throughout my whole high school time and everything. I've been bullied, and a lot of people are, and I'm using that experience to kind of bring this character to life, because my character is somebody that's being bullied, and I'm using that to bring it down. So I don't know if I have to cry or not. Like I said, I haven't seen the script yet. But if my character has to cry, usually you pull from something that's heavy, so I would probably pull from my dad's passing. Like that those are techniques that actors use to bring their emotions out. So like, for example, with you, what do you think you're gonna use to bring MD Geist to life? Like, do you know how you're gonna portray him? Is he gonna be an angry? Is he gonna be this? Is he gonna be that? And how would you bring that to life?
Well, as far as MD Geist goes, what I'm working with him is that I think he's the kind of guy that may have been bullied when he was a younger child, and so but he's always been a smart kind of guy, and so what he well, excuse me, I get my thoughts straight here. What's miraculous is that he has this formula that just seems to be ready when you need it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, so apparently he's been working on it for a while.
Yep.
So, and then I still need to see the script. How you and I meet.
Yeah.
How I talk you into coming into my laboratory, and
Yeah.
then enticing you to try this formula. And it's like, how many times have I experimented with this formula that to get it to where it is, to where it will work, where maybe it didn't work, you
Right.
know, before. So there could be the idea of Geist being doing this for years and trying to
Mhm.
perfect this formula and things. So
Yeah.
I'm going to work on failures that I've had in my life, that
Yeah.
drive you, that will drive my
Yeah.
character to do better and to make the ultimate formula for
Yeah.
those who want to get back at other people. So
Absolutely. And sometimes that, like, being an actor, when you dive into your personal life, it can become really take a toll on your mind and your
yeah,
body and
it can,
grueling.
yeah, it
It
can.
really can.
It really can. And I've had those experiences
Hmm.
where you draw on your life experience, to
Yep.
portray a character, and then after it could be a certain scene or whatever, and
Yeah.
then after that scene is over, you're just drained, like you're done,
Hmm.
So, and but yeah, a lot of people don't
Right.
realize it, but
Yeah.
acting, especially when you draw on your personal experience, can really take a toll on you.
It really can. And I know, like, especially like if I ever have to do crying scenes, I don't like getting the drops in my eyes or any of that. I want it to be authentic
Uh,
tears. I like the
yeah,
realness.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like I'll bring out my phone, and before we do the scene, I'll just sit down and quiet, and I'll look at a picture of my dad. My dad would want me to
Oh
use
yeah,
him as an experience because he passed
yeah,
away in August. So I'll
yeah.
use him to bring the real emotion out of me, and then that makes it authentic. And I love when scenes are done in an authentic fashion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is I remember I was in a music video
Mhm,
called Baby Girl. It's a plug,
mhm.
but
Yeah.
the I got to play the father figure, and basically I get to see in the video, you get to see my daughter from she's little to teenage to when she's a little older and she gets
Yeah.
married. Well, um, the song itself is very, very, very heartfelt, and
Mhm,
the singer, she is totally awesome.
mhm.
And it At the end, we're at the wedding and everything like that, and then while my daughter and her new husband are dancing, right, they're actually playing the song, and it touches me because it made me think of my daughter
Mhm.
and things like that. And then I actually started. I had tears rolling down my face, right? And at that scene, and then the director said, "Cut, cut, cut!" What's up? And some of the actors come over to me and they go, "Russ, Russ, are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just a little heart thing. So they said, "Can you do that again?" I said, "Well, if you play the music again, it'll probably make me cry again." And sure enough, at the end, they say,
Nice, nice. And that's awesome. I mean, like it can be take a toll on you, but it makes the movie so much better because it brings the authenticity out of it. It's not, fake with like drops or anything and forcing a tear out.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is especially when you use that type of acting where
Mm.
you draw on and it's not only just the tears,
Yeah.
it's the eyes themselves, it's the
Yep.
expression on your face.
Yep.
It could be tears of joy, or it could be tears of sorrow, and hurt,
Right.
and everything. So, but
Absolutely. And I'm glad that that we're going to be refilming all of it, including the concept trailer when we're doing it, because I got new glasses.
yeah, awesome.
So yeah, I'm excited though for us to film. I know the Indiegogo is on demand right now, so you can still donate and get some perks. So do you want to tell everybody how they can get, where they can go to donate and what they can do to, do their part?
Well, see, the I know that for the Indiegogo, you can go there and for Heavy Duty Man, and like I said, there are still perks available,
Hmm.
and they're not really expensive. One of the particular perks that I hope that people will go for is for pictures of them
Hmm.
in my laboratory. It's like my prior experiments, and it's like,
Mhm.
before pictures, so it would be pictures of the people that
Yeah.
I had experimented on before. And but yeah, that's a really great perk. So if you really want to be
Yeah.
part of the film, just go to our Indiegogo page and pick out, uh,
Mhm.
Dr. Geist experiment photos. So
Absolutely.
yep.
And it's only $5.
Yes, that's right. It's only $5. But the
Yep.
thing is, like, I would love, actually, I would love to have um, hundreds of photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, the money would be nice, but the thing is that just having other people involved in it,
Mhm.
like people from the in the background. The
Yep.
thing is that, like, those out there that believe in the project and want to be a
Yep.
part of it, and it's only $5. And
Yep.
there's your photo.
Yeah, and
So
it's funny because I told Chris Riding that I was gonna be getting. I'm gonna see about getting some pics of my family. He's like, "Oh my God, that's sad. We have the guy that's now being experimented on, and family pictures in
yeah,
the background." I'm like, "Yeah, guess what? I got one for my mom, my dad, and my cousin."
yeah. Well, see, the thing is that could be how you get connected. Says, yeah, says, it worked for my dad, so I'm coming to you, Dr. Geist. Can you help me?
Yes, exactly. That would be so awesome. So, for anybody that might be hesitant to say donate to the campaign, do you have any advice for them?
Um, Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah.
Says, says, not only am I acting in the film, says I'm actually a producer too. Says I believe in it that much that I said,
Yep.
here you go.
Yep.
So, but yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Completely agree. And I mean, it's really gonna. I mean, it's not that we're just throwing out an Indiegogo campaign
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like take your chances. Here's a gamble. Like we have a proof of concept trailer on the page itself that shows that we actually created a trailer for the movie itself.
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, so definitely check the Indiegogo page and give Signed Photo a like on Facebook and subscription right on YouTube. And thank you, Russell, for joining me. The last question I got for you: do you have anything that you want to promote to the listening and viewing audience?
Um, well, oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I do.
Okay,
I'm currently working on a World War II film called
nice.
Talons of the Phoenix, and we're almost at the end of filming, and we're trying. I think we're trying sometime later, maybe October, November release
Okay,
date. So if you ever liked the Dirty Dozen, or if you liked Kelly's Heroes, or Von Ryan's Express, that kind of thing, those kind of movies, be sure and check out Talons of the Phoenix,
nice.
because we actually got a star that's going to be in it too. Hopefully, people have heard of him. Our friend Costas Mandalore is
Nice.
going to be part of the film, and he's awesome. I know a lot of people may know him, but a vibrant talent, a great talent, and it, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of action.
Awesome.
Well, you know how World War II
Right.
films do, so, but
Yep.
yeah, lots of action, um, little bit of hanky panky, yeah.
Well,
But
that
I don't want
sounds
to give it too. I don't
awesome.
want to give it too much away. But yeah, it's going to be a great film. So anybody get a chance, to be on the lookout for it. So,
Awesome.
but
Well,
yep.
thank you so much, Russell, for joining me.
All right, hey Scotty, thanks for having me on. I
Not
greatly
a problem.
appreciate it. And anytime.
Absolutely, and I definitely look forward to working with you and within the next couple of months. It's going to be fun.
Yes, sir. Yep, I know it's going to be
Right.
great, man.
Yep. Have a
All right,
great rest of your night.
you
All right.
too. Take care.
Bye.